From Giuseppe's studio, it's the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your boy, Scotty P. They, them boys, Lombardi and JP. And week 1 of the NFL season is in the books. We look forward to week 2. We preview the Giants. We talk about what we saw against the Eagles. How did the boys perform? All that coming up now. Here we go. All right, gentlemen, welcome. How we doing tonight? Summer is still here.
I'm doing good.
We're hanging on. You doing good?
I'm doing good.
You doing good? You ready? This beautiful northeast weather that we're having in September, I think is one of the best months of the year up here. You know, it's the warm days. You get 70s. It's like San Diego weather. It's hot during the day, but not too hot, dry.
Meteorologist, Scotty P, our meteorologist.
Yeah,
what else can you tell us?
Cool weather, some good sleeping weather.
Great. All right, moving on.
How you doing, Lombardi? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, actually. This is going to be a great show, and I'm hoping that people tune in to check us out.
Same here.
All right. Yes. Those that have checked us out, thank you very much. Those who are new, welcome. And those who have yet to see us, we welcome you and look forward to you contributing to our conversations and being part of the show. That's the beauty of this show. It's not just us three. You guys get to be a part of it too. We want to hear from you. All right, gentlemen. So week 1 recap. Cowboys at the Eagles. We're doing pretty good given the circumstances. All 3 of us, including you, JP, picked the Eagles. We were correct, unfortunately, but pretty good showing from the Cowboys, right? What do we think here? What's the first thing you want to talk about that game?
So I think we're going to have to focus in initially on the offense because this was an offensive team that I have not seen in 15 years. Through the Jason Garrett days and the Mike McCarthy days, I've not seen a Dallas Cowboy team play this well. And I mean that they talk about complimentary football all the time, but this was truly complimentary football. And I'm so happy that I can kind of throw this in somebody's face. My man Shoddy really truly is becoming, I know it's only game 1, but is becoming what he said. He wanted to play disciplined football. That was the first thing that came to my mind. We have a big, strong offensive line. It was obvious. Dak Prescott had time to throw the ball. The running backs, we'll talk about that in a minute. They had room, they had space, they were getting positive yards. Those offensive linemen, hats off to them. I think that's a key factor in this. And the big factor is this. When I say disciplinary football, I don't think there was one offensive penalty called on my boy or any of the offensive line. You know it's coming. My boy, Tyler Guyton, who you just wanted to completely hammer on. And Tyler Booker, first game as an NFL pro, what a game for him. BB, another guy under center. What a great, great outlook on the Dallas Cowboys and their offense. And I'm going to let you take over. But
I have to rebuttal 2 things. One, the 2014 Cowboys was the best offense I ever saw in my life.
13-3
DeMarco Murray, Des Bryant, Helmo.
Yeah.
They led the league in NFL offense. They were the best.
Yeah.
I hear you though. I'm excited with you.
Okay.
And then the second part is the reason why Booker and those offensive line did so well is because before the game even really kicked off, Jalen Carter spit on Dak and got ejected. And Jalen Carter in Georgia against Alabama, Tyler Booker was his kryptonite in college, where Carter dominated Booker. So we never got to see that matchup because before the game started, really, Carter was already escorted out the field. So I was excited. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
All right. I was going to say, come on.
Looked good.
Come on, man.
It looked good. We were really killing it in the first half with the offense. Obviously, the second half, with that fumble, when we marched on the field with Miles Sanders running the ball, took that 50-yard rush, and then he fumbles it, gives up the ball, and then we have that rain delay, which really just put a damper on our offense. That delay was like a half hour, and we had to wait for the lightning to stop to resume the game. So that was really tough, but I mean,
JP, let me ask you this though.
It was great to see it.
Like, we walked into this game knowing that we had no running game. Javonte Williams, over 15 carries, I think 55 yards or something to that nature.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders carried the ball well. Turpin had a couple of touches on the hand. They really looked good. And I'm going to tell you something. I can't stand to lose. It's awful. This is the first time I think we've taken a loss that I actually said, I'm not okay with it, but I actually said, this is not bad. We do look good. Listen, CeeDee Lamb catches those, but I know what if, could if, I can't wait to hear the comments. What if, could if, whatever. CeeDee Lamb catches those balls and Miles Sanders does not fumble in the turnover game. We win that game.
So we beat ourselves, right? So at the end of the day, the Cowboys had a chance to win that game. They were hanging in there with the defending champions, and we could have won that game easily. I feel like just the miscues on offense, and CeeDee Lamb's name is going to be brought up a lot. Like, he had a great game. He had 7 catches, 110 yards, but those 3 drops at the end of the game, it was what really sticks out.
Crucial.
Because without those drops, we were probably getting another touchdown and gaining the lead, putting the pressure on the Eagles. But instead, we shot ourselves in the foot, and then we literally lost that game. So I really enjoyed the game overall. It was a close game. You always want to see a close game. But what was really impressive to me on my side, I know you talked about the offense, but if we go to the defense side of the ball, is that, the first half, we had a really hard time containing Jalen Hurts and keeping him in the pocket. He was killing us with his legs, not so much the passing game. He had one big throw to Dotson. It was like over 50 yards. But the 62 yards rushing by Jalen Hurts killed us because he had 2 rushing touchdowns that we just literally got locked inside with our pressure, and he just ran outside without no containment. And that was what the killer was for us on the defense side. In the second half, our defensive coordinator, Eberflus, right?
Yes, very good, JP.
He came out and made great adjustments and held that Eagles offense to only 3 points. And that to me was impressive. So I think seeing him making those adjustments gives me hope that our defense without Parsons could be decent. And Kenny Clark, you're right. You're right again. You're right again.
Don't steal my thunder.
Yeah.
This is like this goes once. You talk, I talk. So let me go ahead. Do not talk about Kenny Clark because that's my man.
All right. But Ezeraku got held, I feel like, in every
going
play.
on here?
Stay in your lane, JP.
No, I'm just saying, you gave me time to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking.
But don't talk about Kenny Clark, whatever you do.
I didn't.
Because there are a couple things that I love JP is actually coming out and acknowledging that maybe, just maybe, he might have been a little off kilt on a couple of these items.
Well, Mozzie Smith still sucks, so he didn't play.
Mozzie Smith's not even on the team, I don't think anymore.
I know. He's your boy.
Yeah,
He's your boy.
He didn't even get a chance to be my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but JP, are you done? What were you saying? We cut you off.
No, I'm saying that again, the defensive changes, and then Ezeraku was really impressive to me as a rookie coming in. He was held on a lot of big plays on the Eagles' offense. That really, if he wasn't held, he could have made some big plays, but he wasn't given the chance, and there was these non-calls that Chris Collins we're yelling at the TV like, where's the holding call? Where's the holding call? And there's nothing there, and it's just, that's frustrating, you know what I mean, as a fan.
I will tell you though, this I felt like it went both ways, and I was actually happy. I don't know if the competition team got involved. Let's all call a spade here. You can call holding on every single goddamn play in the NFL. And it was obnoxious last year. And, I don't think it was one calls went one way and the other calls went that way. I thought it was very evenly called. And it was nice to see no holding calls and them playing without worrying about a flag flying all over the place. So I do agree with you. There were flags that should have been called, but I'd rather see the game played like this.
Yeah.
And the other thing about defense is that, you I don't know if you mentioned it yet, but obviously we're going to talk about the linebacker position, and I'm going to give you my final take towards the end about what we need to do. But I was really impressed with our corners. Deron Bland played well, and I know you're going to talk about him. Trevon Diggs played all right. Malik Hooker played all right. Like I like Malik Hooker, and Donovan. I forget losing his first name. Number 6.
Wilson.
Donovan Wilson played all right.
Yeah.
I really thought that their secondary was stronger than I expected them to be. The problem with this game, our kryptonite, was Jalen Hurts, and I think Saquon Barkley really handcuffed us.
You're right,
and that's where we got hurt.
Again, our Achilles heel in the last several years is the running game. Defense is going to play running game, and I feel like Nealon and the guys we brought in, Solomon and Ezraku and Kenny Clark. Those guys coming in did solve some of the problem. But again, if we lose again, when I played football, if you as a defensive end and your coach will tell you always contain. And when you lose containment like we did in that level with a guy with legs like Jalen Hurts who can run around, you're gonna lose that battle all the time. What was impressive, like again, I keep saying it, is that we made that adjustment. He must have gotten the ear of his guys going, listen, do not we don't need the sack. Keep him in the pocket because we want him to throw it.
Right.
Don't let him beat you with the legs.
And the problem with Jalen Hurts is that he hurts you. He really does hurt you at the worst case scenario. I don't have the stats in front of me, but it seemed like it was always a big third down play where it hurt us the most. It wasn't on a first down play. Yeah. So you are right. You are right.
It was definitely a hard-fought opener, and it was great to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and a couple quick things. So Javonte Williams, 15 carries for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That was huge.
The secondary, like you talked about, Lombardi, is healthy.
Right.
I mean, most of the players are there. They're on the field. They're playing. And look
next
at
week.
that. We performed.
It was healthy.
We'll get to that in a second. So happy with what we've seen. Adjustments on the defensive side. Oh, and the last point that I wanted to make is not every team has a Saquon Barkley and a Jalen Hurts. And so that performance from the defense facing those two players alone against that quality of a team, then that's
Scotty
promising.
Scotty, you go to Philly opening night, Thursday night, kicking off the 2025 season. You're playing the Super Bowl champs. It's a hostile environment, and you walk out of there on a couple, like JP said, on a couple plays that you beat yourself on. If you don't make or hurt yourself, you're walking out of Philly with a W to start off the season. I believe that.
Okay. So real quickly, can we tell, based off the way the Cowboys played against the Eagles, if this is a team that can compete and contend for the NFC East?
Go ahead.
I believe so. I mean, it gives you hope. I mean, the Eagles are the defending champions, and if you look at the NFC, the other teams, I don't think they're that much better than the Eagles right now, like the Rams and whoever else that you have on the the Lions, the Packers. That gives you hope, and we're gonna play a lot of those teams this year, and we're gonna tell pretty quickly. But just seeing the first take on them on week 1, opening night, they really fought their hearts out, and I feel like they really give us a good game to watch, and I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. This was going to be a make or break for me, believe it or not, game 1.
Really?
And yeah, that's a bold statement, but I do mean this. The Cowboys had to do exactly what they did. The only better, obviously, if we could have got the win.
W, yeah.
But what they did to show that they are going to be contenders, like I said on a previous show, not pretenders, is exactly what they had to do. They had to make a statement. Washington did not look good playing the Giants. The Giants, they got a little bit better, but they look like, I hate to say it, shit. So I do think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be in the mix in the East, and I do think the East is the best division right now in football. So I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited about the season.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Well, before we jump into the Week 2 preview, I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Please be sure to subscribe, follow, like. We're here for you every week with all your Cowboys news, information, and opinions. All right, so gentlemen, looking forward here to Week 2, our preview, Giants at the Cowboys. What are you guys watching for and looking for in this matchup, Week 2?
So unfortunately, we found out on Monday, Deron Bland had a foot injury, which is kind of undisclosed. We don't really know what it is just yet, but they're calling it might linger on for a couple of weeks. So he might be missing a couple of weeks. And again, we were so excited to get that secondary back this year, having Diggs and Bland on the field for the first time in like 3 years. And here we are going to Week 2 and losing Bland for possibly a couple of weeks. So we're gonna look for that secondary. So is Carson gonna come back as a rookie last year? Who's gonna be that guy? Is Lamb gonna go in that outside corner role? We don't really know. So it's one of those things where like I'm looking out for the secondary this week because Malik Neighbors is an amazing young receiver and he scares me a little bit.
So it's funny you say that because the only way we lose Week 2, why are you laughing?
Because I know what you're saying.
The only way we lose Week 2 is 2 neighbors.
Yeah.
Malik, there's no Russell Wilson does nothing for me. He looked pathetic against the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Neighbors, if he didn't have Neighbors, and there were times where Russell Wilson just kind of threw the ball up and prayed, and Neighbors did whatever he could to do what he had to do to keep this team competitive. But honestly, with a weak secondary due to injury, the only way we lose this game is if we don't contain Neighbors.
And Neighbors was visibly frustrated,
Upset.
On the sidelines last week with the play calling, and it's like a running thing with Brian Daboll and as a head coach of the Giants, that their offense is not kicked off like he did when he was with the Bills with Josh Allen. So that's one thing to definitely look for. I do agree with you. Neighbors would be our Achilles heel this week because he makes me a little nervous. But what was interesting is that Daboll stuck with Wilson this week. Obviously, they drafted a kid named Jackson Dart in the draft, and from Ole Miss, and he looked really good in the preseason. And Wilson is that veteran who's a Super Bowl champion. He's been around the league forever. He's kind of bouncing around right now after his Seattle stint. But again, it's like Daboll's doubling down and going, Wilson's my quarterback.
Yeah,
and
but you can't
rough.
throw. I'm surprised you would say that. I'm really surprised you would say that. Nobody is going to pull Russell Wilson game 1, week 1, and put Dart in. Dart, if the Giants go sour, I'd say week 5 or week 6.
Yeah.
You see Dart come in or whatever. They would not
have
only
to.
Hey, listen, not only would they do a disservice to Russell Wilson and the Giants, they would do a disservice to Jackson Dart for that matter.
Russell Wilson was a disservice to the Giants last week.
Well, that's not my fault.
And what I'm saying is that what's kind of funny is that I saw some memes out there that Russell Wilson looked like Daniel Jones of last year, and Daniel Jones looked like a superstar last week. So it is kind of funny. I agree with you as a respect thing. You leave the veteran in there for a couple more weeks and hopefully get Jackson Dart ready. But I don't see Russell Wilson finishing this year.
I don't
with
either.
the Giants.
I don't either.
I don't think anybody does. I think the question is how many games, at what point, the over-under of how many games into the season do we see Jackson Dart?
And nobody's going to tell you this. Nobody's going to tell you this, but here's the deal. The New York Giants know they're not making the playoffs. The New York Giants know this is not the team that's going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to tell you that, but the way they're going to have to get this kid involved without hurting him, without putting him in jeopardy, is just this. Let him fall Russell Wilson for a few weeks, week 4, week 5, week 6, seeing how things are going. And at that point in time, if they make the decision, they're going to gradually groom him to be the starting quarterback of the Giants. They're not going anywhere.
Before the season started, they had high hopes because they drafted Carter. They had Brian Burns. They got Paulson Adebu. They have some good names in defense. Then you got Malik Neighbors. You got the veteran Wilson. Tyrone Tracy is a running back. They have some decent guys on both sides of the ball. They definitely are more improved as a roster.
No doubt. No doubt.
In recent years. So before the season, everybody thought they had their chance. But after watching week 1 against the Commanders, and the Commanders, their offensive line played great. The Commanders played great overall with Jaden Daniels. So, again, it's like you're playing against another team that was in the NFC Championship game with the Eagles last year. So,
right.
They had a good test for week 1, and it obviously didn't work out for them. I think I just feel like this is a must win for the Cowboys.
Do you think the Giants are going to make the playoffs?
No.
Okay. This is my point.
But before week 1,
you thought maybe? No,
But
they're the fourth. They're fourth.
And if you're Brian Daboll, though, are you riding? How long do you ride Russell Wilson, knowing that your job will depend on that?
He just said it. He thinks he's going to ride him for like a month or so.
I say he's going to ride 4 or 5 weeks.
4 or 5 weeks.
Well, listen,
depending on his performance.
If you don't think for 1 minute that the GM and Brian Daboll are in talks on how they're going to groom this kid, like I said earlier, how they're going to, you don't just throw this kid in the NFL and let him get beat up like they did Jones from the Patriots or even Drake May, like for that matter. I know we're going to talk Patriots tonight, but at the same time, kind of a disservice to Drake May when they first brought him in. They tried to like groom him or whatever. That's not the right thing to do. I don't care. Like the NFL is the NFL, man. Like you can't just take a kid and just throw him in there.
It's a huge step from college.
Yes.
A huge step.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Steve Young was on, I think, PTI recently, and he was talking about how it's not as big of a jump from college to pros as it used to be. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, and I asked that question more from the point of view of Daboll's point of view, knowing that he's in the hot seat, and how not so much of how quickly do you put Jackson Dart in there? But if Russell Wilson is struggling, you can only ride him for so long. If he goes 0 for 3 in the first 3 games, you bring him out for the 4th game, or is it time to move? Because you may be gone, Brian, Mr. Dable, before week 5 starts.
I think you move on. If you're 0-3, you're moving on. You're going to see what you have the future with Jackson Dart. He might not make it to the playoffs this year, but at least you're going to see what you're going to get with the kid.
And he might get killed too if you do that.
That's a chance you take. I mean, these quarterbacks coming out of college and just in general, like you have a Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck. There's like certain guys you just know right away he's NFL ready. There's other guys like Jackson Dart. There's other project quarterbacks that you're not really sure. You know what I mean? Like when you draft this guy, it's like, yeah, he's a first round pick, but there's no other quarterbacks that are elite like these other guys coming in. So it's definitely tough to go off of that.
Right.
I think Jackson Dart, he looked good in college at Ole Miss. I think he looked great in the preseason.
Preseason showed promise.
We'll see how he does.
In preseason he played the 3rd string. I mean,
he was dropping dimes.
That's fine against the 3rd string teams.
Pun intended to Danny Dimes, but yeah. All right.
All right. We'll get to him pretty soon, actually. You just don't realize it. Anyway, this weekend for this game, Mr. Lombardi is heading back to Dallas for the first time this year.
Oh, I honestly, like you just said it literally.
Goosebumps.
I just got chills, and I don't want to wish the season away, but this season means so much to me because not only, JP is a frequent flyer. He's 2 games every season with me. And now Scott's going to have his first trip with me. So it's really kind of cool for me that the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports crew is all going to be in Dallas this year. So I don't want to wish it away because, JP's not going to week 3 or 4. And then the last season, I think Scott's in like week 8 or 9 or whatever. But I am so pumped to get back down to Dallas to see those great people, those great fans, to walk into that AT&T Stadium and it be electrifying. It's going to be amazing. And it's something that I can't even tell you, Cowboy fans or people that aren't Cowboy fans, how amazing of an experience it is. Every time I go, I've been going since 2008, I think. Every time I go and I walk into that venue, it's like my first time. It's just awesome.
So I've been lucky enough to go to a couple home openers with you in Dallas, and it's the atmosphere is amazing. And if you guys don't know, all the listeners, Joe Lombardi is the mayor of Dallas. He has a lot of friends down there that we meet through going to these games, like just random fans on the Cowboy side and the opposing side, and how we all come together and hang out. It's such a fun experience, and I can't wait for Scotty to go. And I know, Joe, you're excited. It's just, the home opener is there's something special about going to that kickoff and seeing the AT&T Stadium lit up and the rally day before, and all those things are amazing.
Well, it's going to be a little weird too, is I thought for some reason in my mind, and I just looked at the schedule tonight for the heck of it, because my flight is in a couple of days and I'm getting pumped. And I just looked at the schedule and I thought it was a Sunday night game, but it's a noontime game.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, like I'm already planning in my mind. I got to get up at 7:30. Breakfast is at 8. Stadium Club is at 9. Like I am writing down my agenda because I am ready to go.
So it's funny when you go to these games, like you kind of figure out your schedule, like, because you're an hour behind.
Right.
Yeah. So in Dallas. So but it's so funny that the rituals we do, getting up in the morning, getting ready, having the breakfast, then going to the Texas Live, watching the early games or whatever. But just the whole experience, walking to AT&T, seeing Coach Landry, the statue, you get in line for the club,
Stadium Club,
you get in the Stadium Club. You see the bartenders; they're always there every year.
They love us.
They love it. Yeah,
it's so much fun.
And the last time that you guys were there, last time Lombardi you went, you were actually there with JP. So you guys were there together last time. The podcast was represented. And now week 4, little did we know at the time when you picked your game, JP, going back to see Green Bay play, little did you know Micah was going to be there, but wearing a different uniform.
Not excited about that part of it. I seen Joe and I seen the Green Bay Packers twice. We saw them in Lambeau Field, and we saw them in Dallas for a playoff game. Cowboys are 0-2. They got to change our fortunes here. We got to get a win against Green Bay. It would be great to see Micah Parsons cry walking off the field. So hopefully.
All right, great. Well, thank you, guys. We look forward to hearing from you, Lombardi, about your trip this weekend. Thanks again, folks, for tuning into the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports podcast. We are wherever you get your podcast. You can find us. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and like. We're here for you every week. All right. It is time to do our quick picks here. We got 4 games we've picked out, and we are going to make our picks. First game, we'll save the Cowboys-Giants game for last, but first game, staying within the NFC, at least half of it, the Commanders at the aforementioned Green Bay Packers. Who you got, Lombardi?
Oh, man. I'm going to go with, this is going to be a heart pick. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers because we need the Commanders to lose. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, JP.
I'm going to be that simple.
Do you share?
I don't want the Commanders to win, but I'm big because I just hate the Commanders in a way because they're in our division. But I just really think the Green Bay Packers are going to win this game. They're just a better team. With Parsons, I think they're a better team.
Yeah, I agree. With or without Parsons, I think the Packers are still better than the Commanders. I am interested. I'm not convinced that the Commanders are as good as they were last year. I'll be surprised if they are as good. I'm not expecting it. But regardless of that, I'm picking the Packers on this game.
Packers? Me too.
Yeah, picking the Packers.
Oh, I thought you said, who are you picking?
Packers. You picked the Commanders.
You picked the Commanders.
No, I don't want the Commanders.
No? Okay, scratch that.
No. No, I want the Commanders. That was a heartfelt thing because the Commanders have to. I want the Packers because the Commanders have
That's
to
right.
lose.
That's right. You
I
may
apologize.
You may have said that.
I think it did.
Yeah, maybe we.
Fix that.
Okay, we'll fix that in post. All right, second game, Eagles, who we just talked about, and the Chiefs. What a game, week 2 here. Eagles-Chiefs at the Chiefs. What do you think, JP?
The Chiefs didn't look good against the Chargers. I'm going to go Eagles.
Marty?
I'm going not only heartfelt, but skilled. I think the Chiefs are going to come out and take a stand. They did not look good last week, and there's no way that Patrick Mahomes and the Travis Kelce and the crew are going to allow that to happen again. I don't know if the Chiefs are that good. They're going to be Super Bowl contenders again, but they'll play a lot better this week, and they're going to knock off the Eagles. The Eagles did not impress me last week.
I know. I'm with you there, but for whatever reason, I'm going to go against you guys. Maybe I'll pick up a game, and I agree the Chiefs are not. I've said it last week. I'll say it again. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be as good this year. I didn't expect them to lose the first game against the Chargers, but I'm going to go with the Eagles, even though I think the Chiefs are going to play better. But
so we line up. I picked the Eagles too.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with us tonight?
We're not
like
connecting,
why are we
listening
not
to each other?
we're trying to get followers?
All
This
right.
is not
Jeez.
good.
All right, let's see if we can get this thing together here. Right the ship. Game 3, Browns at Ravens. Both 0-1 teams, winless teams.
All right.
I was impressed by the Browns, how they battled the Bengals. They missed some field goals that could have won that game. So, but I think the Baltimore Ravens going to embarrass on Monday night or Sunday Night Football. I'm going to go with the Bills. I mean, the Ravens. Oh, my God, the Ravens.
Well, we're
We're a
really,
mess.
yeah.
Ravens, JP.
I'm going to make this really quick. The Ravens are going to kick their rear end.
Yeah, we're across the
Yeah,
board. We're
so-
picking Ravens.
Yeah,
All right.
that's done.
All right. And then the last game, Giants-Cowboys. Who you got, JP?
Cowboys.
I'm going to tell you the Cowboys aren't only going to win, they're going to have a beat down on the Giants.
Win big.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
We're unanimous on that as
Yep.
well. Cowboys. We're all picking the Cowboys. We're all picking the Ravens. And then who knows what we got? We can't remember what we picked for the other 2 games. All right. It's time for Scotty P's shout outs. But before we do that, we want to remind folks that the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports podcast is presented by and powered by Lee Creative Media, ready to make your brand unforgettable. At Lee Creative Media LLC, we create scroll-stopping, stunning photography, high-impact video, and bold social media that gets results. Lee Creative Media, where your story gets seen. All right. Now, I have one particular shout-out that has been cut every week for, I think, the last 3 weeks or so.
Who do
So-
you blame on that?
Myself.
Okay.
And we're going to start with that. So we're going to turn back the clock a little bit, going all the way back to July 25th. I know, over a month ago, July 25th, but this deserves mentioning. A's rookie slugger, Nick Kurtz, became the first rookie in MLB history to hit 4 home runs in one game, if you happen to remember it. I know it's a long time ago. He did so, though, against the Houston Astros. Do you know who the last Astros Rookie of the Year was? It wasn't that long ago. 2019 is the year. Any guesses?
Athletics or Astros?
Astros. So the A's, Kurtz did it against the Astros. The Astros just recently had a Rookie of the Year in 2019.
2019. And here.
I want to say somebody, but I don't want to embarrass myself. But I feel like he was in the league before this. But was it Altuve?
No.
He's been in the league for forever.
Yeah,
you're correct.
I was just
He was
gonna say
already
he's
in the
forever.
league.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a name that pops out that you'd be like, oh yeah, he's been in the All-Star game
George
every
Springer?
year. No,
He's the
no.
same kind
I think
of
he's
guy
been
like
around
an
longer
Altuve,
as well.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
We'll
it's
find out.
Yordan Alvarez.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, never would
All
have
right,
guessed that, right?
Hit the gavel.
But what's remarkable, not yet, because what's remarkable is in the first 87 games, these two players, their numbers, listen to these numbers. I'll say Kurtz first and Alvarez second. Home runs, 26, Kurtz. Alvarez, 27. Batting average, 315, 313. On-base percentage, 404, 412. OPS, 1,054, 1,067. RBI, 68, 78. Runs, 65, and 58 runs. Those are crazy.
before you strike that, I got one thing to say. Just so I don't embarrass myself, Jose Altuve's rookie year was 2011. So not that far off.
Yeah, only 8 years.
Only 8 years.
It's a
Why are we going to say that? I just let it roll.
beauty in the eyes of the beholder. Math in the eyes of the beholder. Okay, moving on. Speaking of Danny Dimes, I told you we were going to get to Danny Dimes. Former Giants QB Daniel Jones leads the Colts to a big victory over the Dolphins at home by executing an offensive feat in which the Colts scored on every offensive possession. This is the first time it's happened in an NFL game since they started tracking play-by-play data in 1978.
It definitely helped when Tua gave him the ball 4 times or however it was, in the Dolphin zone. So I mean,
When you start over the 50-yard line on some of those possessions.
We'll see how it all evens out in the year. How Danny Dimes looks on the Colts.
Fair enough. At the U.S. Open, a bit of the same old story on the men's side as the most common championship match opponents faced off yet again. Carlos Alcaraz beat Jannik Sinner in 4 sets. But on the women's side, 1 seed Arina Sabalenka defeated American Amanda Anisimova in 2 sets. Second set going. You're knocking my headsets.
Perfect.
Oh, you banged something there. All right, I can still hear you. You're just on my left side, not my right side. Anyways, is this better? What's better for the game? Is it the two that keep appearing and facing off rivals in the championship game?
I think we're wasting airtime.
Weak. Pete Carroll, at the age of 73 and just days away from his 74th birthday, became the oldest coach ever to win an NFL game Sunday against the Patriots. Not only, he also became the first head coach in NFL history to win his debut game with 4 different franchises.
Love it.
You know what? I'm just hoping they have a defibrillator on the sideline because honestly, this could be one of the first coaches that go down in the NFL.
He doesn't look
Energy, though.
He
man.
doesn't
I
look
hope-
73.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be
yeah.
like that and look like that when I'm 73 with that amount of energy.
When he strokes out and that defibrillator is on the sideline, we'll talk about that.
Stop it.
That's not going to happen.
All right.
All right. Any guesses as to, can you name those 4 franchises where he won the debut
Seattle,
game?
Patriots, Jets, and Raiders.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Very good.
Nice job.
Well done. All right. That's it for Scotty P's shout-outs. It is now time for Final Thoughts. Lombardi leading us off.
All right, Jerry Jones, listen to me here. We just told you that the Cowboys are not going to be pretenders. They are contenders. I know you can't come out on the air and say that Micah Parsons is not affecting us or we aren't as strong or whatever you want to say and make excuses. Clowney was in the office today. He met with you. This guy is legit. He is a 3-time Pro Bowler. He will fill the shoes. Maybe he's not Micah Parsons anymore, but he is somebody we need on this team to help with the pass rush. You need to make this happen. Make this happen. He's already got a relationship with Shoddy from Seattle. There's a bond there. There's a rapport there. Let this kid come in and make a name again for himself. Make it happen, Jerry. We want to win.
JP, your final thought.
So, CeeDee Lamb, I'll give you a great job on struggling in that second half, dropping 3 crucial passes that could have put us in a position to win the game, and you took the full accountability for it at the end of the game, and then the next day you're out at the ranch with a bucket of balls doing, with the machines and catching. So I appreciate you taking accountability. You're a true captain. You're, are one of our best players on this team, and I really, just look up to you for doing that, because obviously a lot of these superstars, they lose that momentum and want to be better, and you obviously showed that. So looking forward to week 2, putting that week behind us. Let's go for a win against the Giants.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for your final thoughts. Thank you for your time today. Thank you, folks, who are listening and watching us on the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports podcast. We appreciate you. Please contribute to the conversation. Add your comments down below. What do you think about the Giants? What do you think about CeeDee Lamb, right? Let us know. Come back each week. Check us out on the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports podcast. Until then, go Cowboys. Beat the Giants. For Lombardi, JP, I'm Scotty P. We out.